I think it's time for this country to take back our country. We need to tell the folks at the Pentagon they work for us. Dadgummit, we don't work for them. And that's exactly the point. This is an issue of government transparency. We can't trust a government that does not trust its people. We're not bringing little green men or flying saucers into the hearing. Sorry to disappoint about half y'all. We're just going to get to the facts.
Well, that was a viral quote from Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett calling out the federal government for a lack of transparency when it comes to the existence of UFOs. This, of course, as House Speaker Kevin McCarthy separately says the GOP's latest probes into the Biden family, the DOJ, and other government agencies are now rising to the level of an impeachment inquiry. Well, Congressman Tim Burchett is a member of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee. He's front row center. Oh, and we have another guest with us. Congressman, great to see you. And who's this?
This is Charlie. Buzz and Roscoe heard your voice as well. So
oh, wonderful.
And
dogs
they're in
love
the house.
me, I have to say.
Yeah. Well, they do. So, and they're a good judge of character, Kilmany. So thank you, ma'am, for having me on.
Oh, it's always great to be with you. Congressman, before we discuss UFOs, or actually before we are going to discuss UFOs, because what's part of that is I want to know what you heard in that hearing from the committee that led you and some of your fellow GOP members to recommend to Speaker McCarthy that there is a select committee created on unidentified flying objects. You say that a hearing could, quote, blow the lid off of this mystery. And of course, it turns out Hollywood was right. If we knew it, they'd hide it.
Yeah, well, this thing has been a big cover-up, Kilmany. You know, they one side of the Pentagon saying they don't exist, and they sure as heck have spent a lot of time, effort, money to keep us from finding the truth. You know, they blocked us from getting into the skiff with, let's see, it was David Grush. And as you see, the Tic Tac videos right there. And they've also, you know, they're in the hearing. We were denied access to some people. And it just keeps going on and on. And people are getting sick of it. I don't know. In that letter that you put up there, first thing on the screen about the special select committee, you know, we would have subpoena powers. And my friend Matt Gaetz eloquently penned that letter. If I'd written it, it would have been about one sentence. But he's an attorney and he knows how to do it. So we're going to try to get to the bottom of this thing. You know, you had 3 patriotic Americans get up and speak. And there's my ugly mug again. I'm not an alien. I've got a big head, so it looks like I do.
I have to be honest. This was one of the most well-attended hearings on Capitol Hill. There was a line around the corner, people wanting to sit in and listen to this. But I want to play this for our viewers. During the hearing, a question from Congresswoman and your friend Nancy Mace led to some very interesting information. Let's listen in.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to.
Congressman, I mean, some of the information is unbelievable. What have you walked away from this hearing with, learning about, you know, the existence of life beyond humans?
Well, actually, I didn't walk away learning anything new. I'm not an attorney, but a good attorney told me one time, don't ask a question that you don't already know the answer. And I've known the answer to those questions you know, for quite some time now. I was just glad somebody held up their hand under oath to say it, other than me. And of course, if there's a craft, something had to pilot it. And my friend Nancy Mace was very courageous in that question. And so we, you know, they're going to have to just start coming clean. There's just too much going on. We've got too many, you know, unless you have a conspiracy of thousands of people worldwide who are secretly meeting and deciding that they're gonna come forth with this evidence and information. You know, you have to say, take these brave patriotic Americans at their word that this is going on, and that, you know, the video of of the Tic Tac video, the pilot that was involved chasing them was there, and he described these things that they were doing, and they were asked, "Is there anything that we have that can come close to this?" And he said, "Absolutely not, absolutely not. Nothing on this world can go." And I've seen video and I've seen pictures of things that are craft of not of this world, and the American public needs to know this is some kind of you've got.
Congressman, before we're out of time, I unfortunately want to get to one. No,
I can
no
go
problem.
all day.
It's fascinating. I mean, I could honestly dedicate the rest of the hour to this topic.
Yes, ma'am.
But I want to get this as well.
Sorry.
We're expecting very important testimony from Hunter Biden's longtime friend and business associate on Monday. From your understanding, is that going to be behind closed doors? And what are we projecting to understand from Devon Archer when it comes to the Hunter Biden investigation and what the president knew about his son's business dealings?
I don't know if it is or it isn't. I hope it's not. I'm all for transparency. The leak is that he can document 12 different times that the president and Hunter were talking to these folks when they were shaking them down. And that's exactly what they were doing. We're not talking about a couple of dollars. We're talking about $10 million alone from Burisma, and there's no telling what from China. And so, yeah, this will be explosive. How many nails in the coffin are they going to get? Their coffin is made of nails at this point, as far as I can see. Hunter's is, because the evidence just keeps coming forth. And yet, you see these other, the cheering section and the other media sources, they won't even bring it up. They say there's no proof, yet they impeached President Trump for something that was just hearsay. And now we have FBI informants, not Democrat informants, not Republican informants, but dadgummit, the FBI. Their own informants are coming forward with this stuff.
Do you have any concerns that Devon Archer might not show up on Monday? Because there's been reports that he's been in hiding.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 different times that they've changed it. This is the first time, though, his attorney responded. So we feel pretty confident that he will. Chairman Comer has been masterful as this, and as well as my friend Jason Smith and Jim Jordan on Judiciary. So I think they're going to get him there eventually. He might bail on this one, but eventually that subpoena is going to catch up to him, and he'll have to show, because this thing is just going on. Listen, this is the tip of the iceberg, ma'am.
Yeah.
There's going to be much more after this cat.
Well, we will keep the conversation going. Congressman Tim Burchett, great to have you on. Thanks.